Now, a while ago, I had reported on how the Kenyan government and the French government came together and signed a defense pact that would allow the French troops to operate in Kenya, but not just operate in Kenya, to operate in Kenya with full immunity, and today I have more details on that. The Kenyan parliament ratified this highly contentious 5-year defense pact with the French troops, granting them full immunity from prosecution if they commit any crimes in Kenya. And the deal was first signed by our Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Soipan Tuya, and the French ambassador on the 29th of October 2025. Now, when Soipan Tuya was being queried in the National Assembly for this specific job that she was going to occupy, she said she had no prior experience in defense, but she said that she was a quick learner and she could learn very fast. Anyway, when you hire incompetent people, this is what you get in return. Another important thing to note is that this deal that was signed and ratified by the Kenyan Parliament renews automatically and cannot be reviewed until 2036, which means these people will occupy our lands and operate in it unequivocally, unopposed until 2036, at which we can review the deal again, and there is nothing that you can do about it. Macron was kicked out of West Africa, so he can come to East Africa and get embraced by our very own William Samoei Ruto. It is also important to note that in return for accepting the French military to operate in our lands unequivocally unopposed, we then get invited to the G7 summit, which will take place on the 15th of June to the 17th of June 2026 in France. They only kicked out South Africa so they can accommodate us simply because we signed this deal. Now, while we are signing these deals, it is imperative that we understand the implications of extending immunity to the French troops, because take the case of Agnes Wanjiru, for example. She was a 21-year-old Kenyan woman who in 2012 was murdered and had her body dumped in a septic tank by British soldiers on a training camp in Kenya, and the accused, who's Robert James, is yet to be extradited to Kenya for prosecution. This is a very sensitive issue that a lot of Kenyans should be paying attention to and should feel impacted by it, because very recently the president also went to Italy and signed a somewhat similar deal with the Italian government involving their defense to come and probably do something similar. But it's just important to show awareness and to help you guys understand what this government is doing and how it impacts your life. Now that's it for me on this segment. I'll see you guys on the next one.